when I got elected, I was determined to be a hands-on member of Congress, as well as a hands-on husband and dad, and be part of my wife and kids' daily lives rather than being away all week. Something that most members can't do, so I'm very fortunate that I've been able to. It's about a 200-mile round trip back and forth, and I've calculated I probably have driven around the world equivalent of about 15 times in my commuting to DC over the past 12 years. It's allowed me to start and end every day with my wife and kids, to live every day in the real world with my constituents, not inside the Beltway.
I'm kind of excited to see what the next chapter is going to be. The trepidation of not knowing and the excitement of not knowing.
I may have some decisions of my own, so I'll see what you do. Maybe you'll need an intern.
Well, wish you well.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Great pleasure. All the best.
I try to carry myself is to never think of me as I'm special or more important than anyone else, because I'm not.
I mean, in my office, I call it my home away from home and kind of my sanctuary, because it's all my kids' photos and artwork and tickets from when our family go to events or travel. I kind of keep all of it as mementos, and it kind of keeps me grounded, and sane while I'm here in Washington. A number of my favorites, the flag and eagle that my children, TJ and Tom, made. I always wanted to put it in the window, and so when we come over here, one of the first things I did is borrowed a very large ladder from maintenance here and brought the fishing line in so I could hang it where it's kind of floating in the window.
I've worked really hard at staying grounded. Coming home every day to my wife and children, to my mom, to my constituents, to reality.
I have kind of a theme to just about all of the different shelves, but this one here weighs heaviest Omea, and that's our more than 24 men and women with ties to the 19th Congressional District who have given their lives in defense of our nation, service to our country. Their courage, their selflessness certainly guides me in my service.
I've been given an important assignment, important responsibility that I'm now going to be handing off to, my successor. The assignment is what was important, and it's not me.
Our campaign's always been about grassroots and door to door. And when we go door to door, we've kind of been famous for the tablets we've given out. And my estimate is we've given out over 1 million scratch pads in the State House and Congress. But when we go door to door, if you weren't home, you leave a scratch pad with a note on. And these are a couple that were pre-written but then not used that I kind of held on to. This is my dad, who passed away my first year in Congress. Says, "Hi, sorry I missed you. Hope you will support Todd on the 10th and in November." So this was during the primary. Best regards, Todd's dad, Dutch.
If there's something that my mom and my dad, if he was still here, and he is here, he watches over me every day, and my mom in person would never tolerate is, if any of their children, got a big head and, thought they were, a little too self-important. It's still amazing that as a kid from East York, in a typical middle-class family, that I've been allowed this privilege to sit in the Oval Office and be discussing national security issues with the President, the Vice President, the National Security Advisor, the President's Chief of Staff. You pinch yourself and say, how did I get here?
Morning, how's everyone doing? Good. Great to see you. I'm Todd Platts, your congressman. Honored to have you here in Washington.